As a car enthusiast, the most asked question we get is, what's so special about cars? And with my experience, it's not the cars that make it special, but it's the person that portrays their art through the car. I don't see cars as just, wheels and tires and some moving pieces of metal. I see them as blank canvases or working pieces of art to really show the owner's expression. And the deeper you dive into the car community, the more you realize how true that statement is. Look at these builds all over Instagram, or pictures you see from your dad's old photo book with all his crazy builds. They all have their own different things that mirrors the imagination of the owner. And I think that's what's so special about cars. So to answer the most often asked question about what's so special about cars, there's your answer. I mean, shoot, look at my cars, for example. I have a Volvo 240 that, there's a good community around them, but it's not a popular car. And I did what no one else has really ever done to this car, and I've made it my own. Same thing with my Civic. Yes, it looks the same as a lot of ones, especially Shingo.
Cool vibrations.
There's a lot of different ways to express art, and I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. You can go see a professor in college if you wanted to. Every car has a unique story. And don't get me wrong, I love the G35, but the story belongs to someone else right now. And in this video, I'm giving myself a budget of $300 to start writing my own. Let's see what we can do. If you're around the car scene, you know that the easiest way to change the appearance of the car is wheels and coilovers. Top 2 first mods you should ever do. Does the Infiniti have coilovers? Yes. Does it have wheels? Yes. But it's not really my taste. On this trip, taking a sight unseen bought G35 and driving it across country to use it as a seat time car, there's a lot of things I want to do to it to make it my own. So obviously, since I don't want to be living in my car, I've been staying with my cousins over at the beach. So I've been scavenging all throughout Facebook Marketplace, wherever I could find parts and stuff. And I'm trying to plan it out so I can pick up stuff along the way to make the car tell its story, especially from how I have it now to where it is in North Carolina is going to look like a different car. I don't know how well you can see this, but the next stop is getting some wheels. And it works out perfect. They happen to be about 30 minutes away from where my homie lives in Southern California, and we're gonna go pick those up tomorrow. But since we're at the beach, I want the story to start, a little beachy. So this is what I'm doing for my first mod. The plan was to get a roof rack, and everything kept falling through with the guy texting me and all this stuff, but that's how Facebook Marketplace goes. It's honestly a gamble. But the deal I had worked out for after the roof rack perfectly lined up, so I went and did that anyways. I picked up this 6-foot shortboard, and no better place to do it than at the beach. Hopefully I can get a roof rack so I can actually put it on top of the car and, aesthetically change the car. But if I don't, I guess it'll drive back with me in the passenger seat. But who wants to buy a perfectly good floating surfboard and, not use it? So the first thing I had to do was scrape off all of the old brittle falling apart wax and put on some new wax.
Like a no-one club, I just don't seem to get.
This was honestly one of the most satisfying things I could have ever done.
This world isn't big enough.
But after I finished waxing the board, I threw a leash on it and took it to the beach for its first rip under my ownership. Alright, so I just finished up my first rip on this board. It was low-key so much fun. So you gotta paddle like freaking heck to get it. And it's very, very maneuverable, I feel like. I was like, the first dropping I did, I was too far on the left, I think, and I just like spun over. The board overall feels great. I think the 6 foot is a good length for me. Hopefully I can get some clips of the surf, but it's just me and my camera bag and my camera. That's all that's out here. Maybe next time. So I just picked up the first mod for the G that I said I was going to do, which is the wheels. And these tires are beyond cooked. They were used as drift spares, so they're obviously worn down a lot, but one of them's leaking and has a hole in it. And I found one that has some tires for this size, and we'll install them for 30 bucks a piece. So we went over to Fastlane, got those thrown on, and they did an amazing job. But now all that's left to do is put them on the car and see if they will actually fit. Hoods!
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning.
Moment of truth. Oh.
Oh, dude, you're chilling, dude.
Sick, dude.
Those kids were fast as lightning.
Oh, so sick. So the next thing that we're gonna do with the car is more interior stuff. I know one of them is actually free, which is dope because I already have the parts, but I bought spray paint to make it better. Let me show you what I'm doing. So this big black beautiful thing is the manual center console that was never put in. And as you can see, it's black, and obviously the one that's inside it right now is auto, silver, and tan. So we're gonna make this one manual silver and tan. Hopefully it should come out good. Oh. Okay, so as you can see behind me, I just finished painting the actual base coat. This was the first coat. I think it's gonna match really good. But while this is drying, I'm gonna show you guys this cool thing that I decided to do. So I went to Michael's, got some stuff that's like, almost like Dickies material, like the pants. And then I'm gonna make that for my shift boot, but the thread to put it together is the same color as the rest of the interior. So it'll be like a nice little OEM plus little thing to it. I don't know, I think it'll look sick. While the paint dried, I thought, I'll just knock out a quick custom shift boot real quick. At least, I thought it would be quick. You know, I never really made one before, and it showed. The first design didn't fit, the second one was worse. I kept cutting, sewing, telling myself the next one would work. It didn't. Hours gone, frustration climbing, until honestly, I just wanted to give up and throw it all away. But that's the part that nobody really talks about. Building the car isn't just wrenches and wins, it's failure after failure until something finally clicks. So I stopped forcing that bad plan. I trashed it, started with a single piece of fabric, one seam, and just rebuilt it. Sometimes the fastest way forward is admitting your first plan wasn't the right one. And honestly, that's been true for more than just cars. Progress usually comes from refusing to quit after getting it wrong. And thank God I did not give up, because this thing came out awesome, yo. After a long and tedious process, the center console was finally swapped out. I tried to trace the template, but the previous shift boot that was on there wasn't even the right size, so of course it didn't fit. But then I traced out one whole piece, made it a little extra wider, and then it fit perfectly. But here's what it looks like all done. Oh, baby. So the e-brake actually works really good. These of course don't work, they're just there for looks, and then this works, so like it's perfect. But the tan matches pretty close. It's probably pretty even if these weren't as dirty, or maybe this is what they looked like brand new, but this matches pretty good. Hazards work, and this shift boot honestly looks so like you know what I'm saying? When it came down to the handbrake, I didn't have the actual holes for it to bolt in, so it bolted into one hole, and then I had to riv nut two other ones, and now it's like OEM placement. The brake cable lined up to the other cables, then I had to make it really tight, but I don't know how well you could see down there, that little silver thing. That's the adjustment for the cable, and I can honestly get it right through here since it was broken. But if you notice, there's some straps hanging down from the ceiling. I also got soft top surf racks, and these will double as stuff for snowboarding too. So I went into the car, I knew I had to do an oil change, and I knew I needed an alignment soon, but oh my goodness, I was not expecting the control arm to be this bad. The thing was straight blown. There was no bushings, so I ordered the fastest ones I could get on Amazon. They ended up being max speeding rods, but they're not terrible. So now all I have to do is just go get an alignment and new tires. But there's one more mod I want to do before we do all of that. Since this thing is a drift car and it already has the purple steering wheel, I wanted to add a little bit of extra spice to the interior because it's tan, it's all right, but it's pretty plain. So I got these. They're LED lights, and they're purple, like purplish pink, so it'll add a little bit of flavor to the car, especially with the pink steering wheel. I think it would complement it pretty well. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna satisfy me. There we go. Sick.
You know how we do it.
Oh shit.
West side, coming from the west side. We hitting on the west side. Ain't nothing going on but the bomb ass rap song, hitting all night long, just like me on the black and white ivory.
Hi guys, Officer Hill, Newport Beach Police Department.
How you doing, man?
I'm just stopping you because your registration is expired.
Okay, I just bought this car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You from North Carolina?
Yes, sir.
Is that what brought you out here?
Yeah.
It's a long drive.
Yeah, right?
What'd you buy it for?
I think I kind of overpaid, I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah. It's a long drive just for a car.
yeah, well, so I flew out here, and then I make websites and stuff, so I worked with a client, and then I also make YouTube videos, so I'm filming a series of
for?
fixing that. Yeah, so
Just curious.
just filming that, and then I'm driving it back across country.
Alright.
Yeah, man.
Anyone in the car ever been arrested before?
No, we all got clean stuff.
Cool. No one's on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Alright. Then I'll get this moving and we'll get you on your way.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay. Hopefully we should be able to get out of here with no problem. Or dude, I'm gonna be like DDE.
I was speeding?
Yes.
180 and a 35. Oh. Made me nervous.
NBA young boy.
You're good to go.
All right, sir.
Safe, all right?
Thank you, sir. Have a good one. Oh, thank you, God. Yo, all right,
yeah.
so we're out of here, no problem.
That was quick too.
I would pull forward and then back.
Oh my goodness. Hopefully that is the only time we get pulled over on this whole trip. But this thing's kind of a cop magnet. As you can see, the G looks a little bit different than it did at the beginning of the video. And I'm only rocking one of these white wheels. That's because the previous owner has the tires so stretched that it just, fell off. So I have a little bit less than a week until I drive all the way back to North Carolina. So I bought new tires and I have an appointment for alignment Friday morning. So hopefully my tires get here before then. But nonetheless, I cannot wait to drive this car at Streeto whenever we get back and actually put some seat time miles on it. Other than the tires and the alignment, there's a couple little things I have to work out before it's like perfect to drive back, and we're not too far from it. So hopefully by the next video, by the time I'm driving back, it will be ready to go. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Love you guys. Peace, yo. Oh,